houseofguns.com, and I've got another non-shooting review for you here. This is kind of done simultaneously with the last one from CTK Precision. I've got a few products for them I want to show you. I'm totally impressed. It's a lot of times in the shooting industry, you can get excited about something because you're like, oh yeah, that's neat. But sometimes there's a product that comes along that you just get totally geeked about because it's better than what you've used in the past. You know, you always have your way of doing things, and then you realize, wow, there's a better way of doing this. And sure enough, we found one of them today. The last review from houseofguns.com, I showed you the CTK Precision P3 Ultimate Shooting Rest. Complete package right here. We talked about the front yoke, the rear cradle or the rear platform that fits onto the frame here and slides on with the sleeve. Nice big adjustment knobs, everything. Easy to use product and solid as a rock. I cannot emphasize that enough, how solid this stuff from CTK Precision is. So I wanted to do this one on behalf of armsvault.com because this is something that I think they would be very excited about too, just like I am. So we have this whole package here, right? I don't want to be redundant, but we have this whole package of the ultimate shooting rest, and I talked about how easy the sleeve is. It slides. This is how it came. The bottom, the rear rest, the rear cradle was already on the rest when I got it. In order to take it off, you would remove the rear adjustment, the rear shoe down here. So, but the cool thing is using it as a vise, even with an AR-15 that's heavy on the bottom product here. You have the mag well, you know, even if you have a magazine in, it makes it even longer, and then the grip, which comes way down. A lot of shooting rests I've used, that's always my problem shooting an AR. You're bumping into the frame. Plenty of room on this sucker. That is not an issue at all. But here we have today an add-on, the P3 Ultimate Gun Vise. Now, you would see that the name is familiar. You could get this package in one of two configurations. You could get it whole with the frame and the gun vise. Say, well, maybe you know, I work on them a lot, but I don't do a lot of bench shooting, sighting stuff in. You know, I do it one and done, and that's fine. So I'd rather have the vise. I could work on stuff. Or, you know, you say, well, I do more shooting than I do working off of a vise, so I'd rather order it as a whole package with a rear cradle as a shooting rest and not as a complete vise package. Well, what CTK does is they allow you to buy these add-ons. Let's say you bought it as a rest, and you say, well, I'd like to have the possibility to use it as a vise also. The cool thing about that is that you can say, okay, well, I can buy this in addition to this, and use it cooperatively alongside of it. So here you have, it's essentially a clamp. You can see the inside bracket here that fits around the 1-inch square tubing. The adjustment clamp crank handle right here is huge. That's like 3.5 inches. You're not going to have any issue cinching this down. And the same foam that we talked about on the shooting rest over here, like this guy right here, they use for protection of your firearm. So if you don't have a synthetic stock gun that you want to work on, like this AR-15, let's say you have a nice wood Monte Carlo Sporter stock, something like that, and you say, okay, well, I'm going to put this in a clamp, I don't want to hurt it. This is soft foam. You are not going to do any damage to your nice wood finish on a nice rifle if you have one. So this is intended to go along with the Ultimate Shooting Rest. That's why it's called the Ultimate Gun Vise. And so what I want to do here is show you how easy it is with the previous format, with the Ultimate Shooter's Rest and the rear cradle here, how easy it is to put this vise fitting on and use it as if we were going to get ready to work on this gun and put it in nice and solid. So you have, I showed you the clamp, the tool hanger here, the foam that would grip it as it clamps down, you see, and then there's a simple band on the bottom that helps provide tension to hold it around the frame. So you're going to want to loosen it up enough so that open it will fit around the frame. But this is the awesome part. This is what I love about this. I'm going to loosen up the rear rest with the knob there, the adjustment knob, slide it up, because see how it just has that sleeve, it slides up, and there we're open in the back here. I'm going to take this, clamp it together, slide it over, put it in place, put the gun where I want it. I'm going to get it right on the meat of it there so it gets it nice and solid. And all I'm going to do is tighten it up, and you don't have to go crazy with it. You don't have to cinch it down. You get it snug and it's going to stay. This thing is not going anywhere. It's not even sliding down in the vise there. So I can put some pressure on it, hit it hard. I know this isn't a gun that I'm going to hurt, so I wanted to show you that. But this thing is fantastic, and it's not, it's very rigid, it's very strong, just like the rest of the frame of the rest is, but it's very simple to use and very, very user-friendly. It came totally assembled, so all I had to do was figure out, okay, I need to slide this thing forward. Let's say you want to break it open, your AR, you want to work on it open, and this is cool because you can use the rear rest in cooperation with the vise. So I'm going to pop this hinge pin out. We're going to open it up, and I'm going to set the rest there, tighten it up, tighten that up a little bit so it's not going to slide around, and you have a vise there. Open up, AR, you can work on it. You want to remove the bolt, whatever you feel like you need to do, and everything's right there. Run your cleaning rod down through it. Take it apart, take the fore end apart. This thing is not going anywhere. The nice thing about that is, we talked about how rigid the shooting rest itself is, how heavy it is, how much weight it has to it. The vise works in cooperation with that. So you have a nice solid base that you don't have to worry about toppling off the table. Be a top heavy, it's nice and wide at the bottom, and it's not going anywhere. You could leave it overnight. I mean, make sure it's safe where kids aren't going to get to it, but it's that easy. Then to remove it, I'm not going to go through the trouble of putting the bolt in just because of time here, but I'm going to move this back out of the way, loosen this up just a tad, slide it out, push the pin in, and loosen this up enough that I can sandwich it together at the top, pull it off, slide it back, and boom, I'm right there. Something that comes to mind with this is breaking in a new rifle at the range. And you know, the one thing we like about this that we said in the shooting rest review is that it is so sturdy, but does not get in the way of the shooter getting comfortable on the rifle in order to get a good sight picture and a good cheek weld to the top of the comb here. So let's say you're wanting to break in a rifle and you're shooting once, running a patch through the bore, shoot again, run a patch through the bore, and you go through that whole process. Well, if you want to do that and you want it nice and sturdy so you can get in the grooves real well, take this along, clamp it on easy. You can see how fast and easy it is to do, and it works awesome. The folks at CTK Precision have thought through this so well, and it is a very, very neat combination of the two. So thanks to Greg at armsvault.com, and hope this review has been helpful. Like all of our reviews, please feel free to check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/houseofguns. You can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/houseofguns, or follow us on Twitter at, you guessed it, House of Guns. So thanks for taking the time to watch. We hope this has been helpful, and happy shooting, everybody.